Morning students. I'm Rakesh Kagnecha from Khalsa College of Engineering. So hope we are having happy learning students. So, as we have discussed certain concepts of pointers and the structures in the previous videos, so the students are having certain doubts in in a particular program in which we have used malloc function. So now at this point I'm going to clear first that particular doubts, and then we'll continue further to next topic. So the question arises why we have used malloc function in that particular program. So malloc is basically a function which dynamically allocates particular memory. Although we have certain more functions like malloc, alloc, realloc, and free, we'll study one by one, or maybe we'll have another video in which we'll only study about the dynamic memory allocation programs. So malloc stands for memory allocation, as the name suggests. M-A-L-L-O-C. M stands for memory, and A-L-L-O-C means allocation. It basically reserves a block of memory of the specific number of bytes. Just remember students, I'm saying specific number of bytes. So whenever we are dealing with specific number of bytes, we need to tell the number of bytes. Okay, so we have used a operator. Just if you remember, we have used a operator while we were studying the concepts of various types of operators, size of operator. This is a particular operator which we are going to use in order to understand the concept of malloc function, or how to allocate, as you can saw in this particular slide also. Okay, so it will return a pointer of void which can be casted uh, into the point of any forms. So now we are going to start with the syntax of malloc. So the syntax stands for, so what we have studied, it will return a pointer. So means we will having the things which we are going to return will be on the left side for sure. Getting my point now? So left side we are having the pointer, right side we are going to allocate the memory. Okay, and memory allocated, and which is allocated to the number of bytes to the pointer only. So we have right cast type, and then pointer, and then malloc size. Okay, what we are, malloc stands for allocation of memory size, and we are going to casting to that particular type, and then we are allocating to a particular pointer. So as you can saw in the example, we have used float, star, and we have wrote malloc, and we have what we have written, we have write 100 multiplied by size of float. What do you mean by that? So we all know, we are just imagining that our compiler will contain will our compiler is having the float, or we can use the 4 bytes of memory for float. So size of float 400 into 4, 400. The above statement, in this particular statement, will allocate 400 bytes of memory because the size of float is 4 bytes. And who is going to hold the address of first byte in allocated memory? It's going to be our friend pointer. It's the pointer which will hold the address of the first byte of the allocated memory. Okay. Similarly, we are having calloc also. It stands for contiguous allocation, uh, and we are having another function called as free, which is dynamically allocated the memory by when malloc or calloc going to allocate the memory. We explicitly use the free function. Although we are going to study malloc and free in this particular example or in this particular video, by keeping in mind that it's going to be the doubt clearing session, although in the first part of the video, and the next part we will continue with the new concept. So as you can saw in this particular example, what we have done is, in this particular example, so we are having we are just going to understand, we can say, the basic concept of how we are going to implement a malloc functions. Okay, and another consequence which we are going to discuss is, if malloc is not going to be implemented, or if the memory is not going to be implemented to the point, what a malloc will return. Okay, as we have already studied, it will provide you a null value. Okay, although it will be cleared with the help of this example only. Okay, So we are having integer over there, or we're having the pointer over there. We have declared a pointer and we have initialized the sum because we are going to perform the sum of numbers. Okay, so we are going to enter the number of elements, and next part what we are going to do is we are going to allocating a particular memory, or we are using the pointer on left side as we have discussed, and we have the integer over there, size of integer. So no, at this point of time, students, you are at such position that you can easily depict the output by looking at the line of particular chunk of code. It's going to be easy for you people because now you know what is syntax, how to implement a syntax, what will if syntax is going to amend by this point, if the program is going to amend by using this line as we used to discuss in the labs, what if we want to do this, what if we want to this, all those things, all the statements are definitely going to be cleared in your mind, but just looking at one eye to that particular program. Okay, so in this particular program you can see, so we are going to allocate a particular memory, and then if pointer is pointer is equal to this is comparison. We are going to just compare the, if it is going to be null, then memory cannot be allocated and we are going to exist to exit condition over there. Okay, so at next point we are going to enter the number of elements. So we are going to scan that particular element in the same function. We know a plus equal to b, we have studied a is equal to a plus b. In the same way we are going to use. Okay, and if you remember in the first video which we have discussed, we have understand how we are going to use star ptr plus I operator. Okay, and then at last we are going to print. Although if you compare the some the program which we have already done in sum of n numbers by using functions, or we have done by using normal looping statements. So if you compare these three programs, you will find the concept is clear. Only difference is the syntax which we are going to use. Okay, so at the last we are going to free that particular pointer. This will deallocate or explicitly deallocates the value which has been assigned to that particular pointer. Now, the next slide, this is going to be the first example which we are going to study. Why we are going to study this particular example? Because students are having certain doubts that we need some more examples which we can implement, or which we know how, what are the things which we are going to write on the practical files. So this is basically a program with the description which we are definitely going to understand and we are going to implement. What we are supposed right now is that you understand that concept. You are the one who are going to implement this thing in compiler only. Okay, so you need to be at your home, be safe, be just try to implement those things into compiler, so that it will definitely be a booster for people like us, that if we are preparing the videos for you people and you are getting maximum out of it. Okay, so this is, you can say, the combination of theory as well as the practical part. Okay, so what we are going to do, very simple thing, as same structure, name of the structure, then we have three members, name, roll number and percentage, in a very simple way which we have already done many times, I can say. At next point we have declared a main section and we have used integer over there. Very clear line which I used to repeat almost every lecture, that if we use integer we need to return 0. If we have returned void, we are not supposed to return anything. Same story. Next we have declared a structure variable. Now we have declared pointer to structure variable. Now we are going to spin our concept in this pointer part. Although all the videos will contain the concept of structure and pointer only. You know, we need to mix our program, we need to mix our pace. Why? Because both are both structure and pointers, as we used to discuss in class, they are brothers. Okay, so we need to mix and match those things in order to understand the concept in the more easy way. Next, what we are going to do is we are just going to assign the value of a structure variable or address to a pointer, because pointer can store the address of a structure variable. Now we are going to enter the detail of the student. So printf name, it will declare as main. Now get, as we know, whenever we want to use pointer in the structure, we have special operator, and this special operator is called as arrow operator. Another thing which we have already discussed, or at the time while we were discussing this particular concept, is that arrow operator, this particular arrow operator can be used in combination of dot operator that we have studied in that particular video. Okay, so before going to this video, I am repeating, you are supposed to have a clear understanding of previous videos, one thing, and the second thing is that those things would be definitely clear in your mind before coming to that, because today we are focusing more on doubt session as well as those things the students want to enroll me in this particular video. They need some more examples, they need the understanding of malloc functions. So first we'll do this and then we'll do this. If you are still having any doubt, you'll ask me. I'll again do the same thing for you people. Okay. So now, next we are going to enter the certain details. We're going to enter details of the program, details, and you know, entered details. Details are already being entered, and now we are going to show what are the various details, and for that we'll use arrow operator. Although we have can use the combination of arrow and dot operator, what if we don't have structure, we don't have pointer over there? Now, at this particular time, you need to pause video for 2 minutes and just took a piece of paper and write a program that what if we don't want to use a pointer over there. So this is going to be very simple. In this particular case, at that particular case, what are the things, what are the consequences, how the lines are going to be changed. In that particular case, after 2 minutes, if you continue the video, I'll give you the hint. The hint is that in that particular case, we are not going to use arrow operator, we are going to use dot operator only. Okay, hope you have wrote that particular program into your paper. Next, the output of this particular program, as you can say, the first, we are going to enter the detail of the student, name is going to be entered, roll number, and percentage. For percentage, we have used float. For roll number, we have used integer. For name, we have used character array. Okay, so at last we have entered the details of the student. We are going to enter the details, name Mike, roll number this, percentage this. Okay, so this is why I have used that particular program or chosen that particular program, because it will include both the concept of structure and pointer. So it is going to be easy for you people to understand that concept. I'm repeating again, guys, if you still having any doubt, never hesitate to message me, call me, or email me. The students are continuously in touch with me about those programs. We are always for you people. Okay? So, moving forward. So now, this is a program. What we have done in this particular program. So, again, stating the same fact. Now you are in such a position that you can answer that question in an easy way. Okay, so basically what is going to be happen is, now understanding from the first point. First, how many numbers you want to enter, we are going to scan those particular number, and then what we are going to do is we have implemented the concept of malloc function. I'm repeating, malloc, which will reserve a block of memory of specified number of bytes, and it will return a pointer. It will return a pointer. Okay, and pointer is the best friend of structure. We know. So we are going to mix those concepts. Okay, so now we are having the loop. We are going to scan those values, and now what we have done is array in reverse order. Okay, so basically this program, what we are going to do is, the first we are going to enter any number of elements in an array. You can say specifically in the more precise way, in a more appropriate way, I'll say we are going to enter integer elements into array. Okay, and now we are going to put into the reverse order. Okay, so what we are supposed to do, but in this, and in order to put in reverse order, we have allocated dynamic memory. This is something which you need to understand. Okay, and we have also used pointers in this particular case. Okay, so Very simple concept. So again, pause a video, just try to depict output, just try to read line by line, just write that particular program into the piece of the paper, and just from first line to last line, for after one line just put tick over there that you have understand that line. In the second line put tick over there, as we used to do in the class. The moment where you are not supposed to tick, it means you have not cleared, you're not getting what have been done in this particular line. Then make a screenshot, took a screenshot of that particular line, mark that line, and then mail to me. I'll let you know what has been happened over in that particular line. Okay, although the concept has already been explained in this video, but still this is the best part of how to learn. This is step one. And what is going to be the step two? Step two is that you're going to implement that thing into the compiler. And compilers, that structure is best friend of pointer, and the compiler is our best friend. You have already installed compiler in your systems, in your phones also. So it's better if you compile that program and then run that program and then find out the output of that particular program. In next couple of days, we'll let you know the scenario of how the things which you are going to mention into your practical files, and how to start preparing in the name of that particular program. Although almost all the programs will be covered in this video, but still if certain programs are left, we're going to deliver you with the help of video only. And now coming back into this particular concept, how to implement the concept into or array into the reverse order. In reverse order, what we are supposed to do is, if you can see in the first loop of for loop, what we have done, we have used increment operator, and in the next loop we are going to use decrement operator. Very easy concept. We are starting from first index to last index, and in the next we are going to start with the last index. Okay, so in the first loop, for I is equal to 0, for example, we have entered number of 5, number of numbers 5, 0 less than 5, scan 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the reverse order, I n minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4, 4 greater than 0, yes, greater than equal to 0, question is right. So we are going to print p plus I, which is 4, fourth index means, if we are going to print p plus 4, it means it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth element. Okay, and we are going to return 0. Why we are going to return 0? Because we have used integer over there. This is basically the output of this particular program. Very simple way, very simple concept. Although the best part still I'm going to say is look at the output and try to make that program again. In the same way, look at the example 1 output and make that program into first piece of paper and then into the compiler. Guys, hope all the doubts have been cleared in this particular video. And feel again, you are never supposed to hesitate to ask any of the particular doubt. Okay, hope you are having good learning. Be safe, and thank you for your patience listening.